Good morning, everyone. This is Sarah from My Montana Kitchen, and you can find me at mymontanakitchen.com as well as inside the My Montana Kitchen Table membership, where I help women just like yourself remove barriers to healthy eating, build healthy habits, and feed their family delicious, fail-proof recipes every single day of the week. And today I want to talk to you a little bit about breakfast. I am not a huge breakfast eater. Sometimes it's a real chore for me to eat breakfast. I just don't feel like eating in the mornings. And I'm not a big breakfast foods person either. So sometimes I have to kind of trick myself into eating breakfast, if you want to call it that. But I just wanted to share something that was a huge help to me when I first started Trim Healthy Mama. This is a breakfast that I would fall back on time and time again. When I wasn't sure what to have for breakfast, this is what I would do. It became my sweatpants breakfast, if you want to call it that. So if you're watching this live, go ahead and put hashtag live in the comments. And if you're catching the replay, put hashtag replay in the comments. So what I'm going to share this morning, I call the yogurt power bowl. Power, I call it because it has lots of good healthy ingredients, plus it has protein, and plus it tastes like dessert. So hello, that's right down my alley. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with some strawberries, and I have frozen strawberries. As a side note and a tip, the Kirkland's brand of frozen strawberries are my absolute favorite because they are very flavorful. They're usually dark red, they're very ripe. A lot of times when you buy frozen strawberries, they're kind of like little frozen lumps of nothing, like they don't even have any flavor. But I've found that the ones from Costco, the Kirkland brand, are full of flavor, very ripe. So I highly recommend, plus they're a good deal. So I highly recommend that you try them. But I took maybe 4 or 5 strawberries and put it in a microwavable container. And then I just sprinkled some xylitol on top of them. I didn't even measure how much, I just sprinkled some on. And then I microwaved them until they became like a syrup, okay? So for me, that was about 2 minutes. It probably could have been done a little sooner than that. But microwave them till it makes kind of like a syrup. And then I'm just going to pour that into my bowl. And you don't have to, I might have made a little too much. So I have my berry mixture in my bowl. Then I'm going to add yogurt. Now, I buy just the plain Jane 0% Greek yogurt. I like the Costco brand. For whatever reason, I didn't get it this time. I got this brand. But another tip for you is I like to sweeten my yogurt an entire container at a time. So this one, I've already used about half of it. And I used it for making like Rhonda's ranch dressing and things where you wouldn't want a sweetened yogurt. But so sometimes what I do is I take half out and keep it plain, and then the other half I go ahead and sweeten, because that's just removing a barrier to my healthy eating. So if I think, oh, I have to sweeten the yogurt and I have to do this, I'm less likely to just grab it. But if it's already done, it's a lot faster and easier for me just to grab it and eat it. So what I do is with half a container of yogurt like this, I would add 4 dunks of stevia. A dunk is 1/32 of a teaspoon. So I add 4 dunks of stevia. Trim Healthy Mama stevia is my favorite. And then I add some vanilla extract and I mix it all together, and it's like your own 000 vanilla yogurt. So super easy, and it's ready to go. So then I'm going to add my yogurt here. Now in the recipe that's linked, there is an actual recipe linked here in the video. You can find it in the description. I think it calls for a cup of yogurt, which is okay in an S as long as you're using it as your protein source, which I am using this as my protein source. So after I add the yogurt, I have it here, I'm gonna sprinkle, this is where the dessert part comes in. I'm gonna sprinkle on a few sugar-free chocolate chips. And I like to get a few of them over in the warm berry mixture, because then they melt and they become like melty chocolate, and it's super yummy. And then I usually just put regular unsweetened coconut on top, but I have these crispy addictions from THM. This is one of their newer products. They are really amazing. So I'm going to just sprinkle some of those on here. And then finally, I like to put a few nuts. So pecans are one of my favorites. So I just take them and just kind of smash them between my fingers a little bit. So that way I can make them pretty small so I can have pecans in a lot of bites. But there's not very many pecans, so it's not abusing calories or fat. All right, so I put that on there. And then there we have it. Yogurt Power Bowl. Now the original recipe that's linked here also has chia seeds. I didn't have chia seeds this morning, so I didn't add them. But alternatively, you could also use this keto granola. I've talked about this before. This is delicious and it's great for topping yogurt. Blueberry cinnamon, so it's really yummy. You could use that in place of the nuts and the coconut if you wanted to. If you wanted to make it an E instead of an S, you could use blueberries, or you can still use any berry as your base. But if you wanted to use blueberries, you could use more than what you normally would for an S. You could add bananas to it. You could add some oatmeal kind of granola. If you have an E granola that you like, you could add that. You obviously wouldn't want to add chocolate chips or coconut because those are S fuels because of their fats. You could still add a couple of chocolate chips and it would still keep it in E territory. But you can do it however you want. But my favorite way is as an S, like I said, and especially if you put those chocolate chips on the warm berry mixture, they melt and it is really superb. So that's how I like to make my breakfast taste like dessert. So if you're like me and you struggle with breakfast, this may be something that you could try. You could also have it for a snack. I have done that before. And remember, removing barriers to healthy eating is super important. So one way that I do that, reducing the friction, is by making up my own 000 substitute. So I already have sweetened yogurt in the refrigerator and it makes it super easy to just grab it out of the refrigerator and enjoy. So click the link here in this video description and you will find the link to the recipe if you want to follow along with it. This is one of the first recipes that I ever posted on My Montana Kitchen. This is an old recipe, an oldie but a goodie, as they say. And this is, again, one thing that I came back to time and time again when I was first starting Trim Healthy Mama and I wasn't sure what to eat for breakfast. I came back to this a lot and I ate it a lot. So if you haven't tried it yet, I hope you will. And then come back for sure and let me know what you think. I hope you guys have a fabulous day.